Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh, yeah! We are back for Hart of Dixie Season 4, Episode 5, Barbecue Burrito, y'all.
Barbecue Burrito.
And you guys join us, follow us on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Make sure you're commenting because we love to hear exactly what you think of this episode. Hashtag ABTV Hart of Dixie. And you can follow us. I'm one of your hosts, Whitney Lane. You can follow me on Twitter at Southern_Wit to keep the convo going. And my co-host.
Hey guys, I'm Lauren Ebersol. You can follow me on all social media at The Fancy Hippie.
And I'm Tara Johnson. You can follow me on Twitter at TJ Wagging Her Tail.
Because we just love talking Hart of Dixie
Oh,
in
my
general. And
gosh.
a lot of other fun stuff too,
I
right?
have no idea.
But we cannot let this barbecue burrito take over Bluebell and ruin the Rammer Jammers business. So first things
Those
first.
Pritchett sisters.
I know,
How
but man,
dare
it looked
they?
good.
How dare the Pritchett sisters?
But I mean, they're kind of giving Bluebell a modern twist with a food truck. You can't fault them there.
Exactly, and the Rammer Jammer is like the only restaurant besides Butterstick Bakery. You know, very different. So a little competition can't hurt anybody.
But it clearly is hurting
It's
someone.
hurting him.
16% in, what did he say, last couple of weeks or
Yeah, I'm
something?
like, whoa.
That's a big hit.
Honey, you got to spice it up, which
Do
is the whole
something.
point. He got a baby coming.
know.
Wade's got to do something to beat those Pritchett sisters. So what does he resolve to do?
Meatball to the rescue.
Isn't it crazy how
right?
Meatball is always to the rescue?
And
Always.
how he's going to be the breakout star of this entire show.
He really
Just
is.
FYI, I really think he's first of all in every commercial I ever see on TV now, and he's just literally. I think he's going to blow up after Hart of Dixie.
You know?
I could see
I
that.
could see it.
He is he's a specialty.
He's a niche, right?
Yeah,
A niche
he's his
actor.
own
He is.
special. He's a specialty meat.
There,
Meatball.
exactly.
He's a special meatball. But yeah, he's got his cousin is this big country star.
Pamela.
Pamela, yeah.
Pamela Bailey.
Which she's not
AKA
really, right?
Diva.
Well, I don't know country that well, so I actually had to look it up. Because, I mean, I was
Yeah.
really convinced. I was like,
You were?
maybe. I was like, maybe
I was like,
they
I
were
don't
able to
know.
get somebody.
My assumption here was no actual country star, or really any star, music star, would go on and be that much of a diva.
Right.
You
They're
know,
not
they
gonna look
usually
bad.
go on and they show they're sweet and they're like willing to do everything, but she was a bit too.
No, I
too
was thinking
diva.
like maybe like Miranda Lambert or somebody would come on and do it, like just to be funny, like because it was funny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
like a
definitely
star,
funny.
but with a different name to it. I could see that.
Just
yeah.
somebody funny, but I don't know country that much. So I was like, well, let me look it up since she's making out with dudes in the show and all this kind of stuff.
With-
I mean,
With
I
the
know.
Truett
Can we
brother.
talk
Truett
about
brother.
that?
No, can we not?
Girlfriend, she got to be better than that. Miss Queen of Country
Right.
walking up in Bluebell. No.
Right.
I love how she tried to mask it. This musician came in for an autograph, and we just seemed to hit it off. And I cannot believe she asked Leavon for condoms. Like, do you ask for condoms at a B&B?
I guess she
don't-
does.
She was asking for a lot of things I would never have the audacity to ask for
was-
at a B&B.
right.
I was blown away. I was like, oh, really?
Well-
What B&B is she at?
It took a lot of effort to get her there in the first place. And then we've got the bed bug epidemic. So obviously she can't stay at the real Whipper. How do you say it? Whippoorwill?
Yeah,
Whippoorwill
yeah.
bed and breakfast. That's hard.
Right.
But you can't stay there because what you gonna do? Give her bed bugs? She ain't ever coming back to Bluebell after
Exactly.
that. And then you put her in the mayor's house, and he has to deal with it.
But you know what? I think
Ugh.
about Leavon and his crib, his plantation with the pastries that come
Right.
out of, I don't know where they
Where?
fly in from the pastry elf, as Zoe calls it.
It's true.
It's a perfect bed and breakfast place. Like,
It kind of is.
It made
I feel
perfect
like
sense to
maybe
me.
they needed to hide some of the sports memorabilia
Yeah.
that was still sort of lying around. Because I don't
It's
know,
like
when I
Chris
think
House.
bread and breakfast, I don't really think sports
Yeah.
memorabilia.
but
I don't know, they don't really go together. But yeah, the pastries,
the
Leavon's
knickknacks
famous
they were putting
breakfast.
out.
I thought the
Yes.
sports memorabilia was perfect. You're in a small Alabama town with a huge football star that's the mayor of that town.
Fair point.
Why
It's
don't
like,
you just
but why is he
display
the
some of his
owner?
stuff?
Right? Wouldn't you, as like a normal human, be like, why is this former football star and the mayor of this? She obviously had no idea.
No idea.
Is the owner of this bed and breakfast having to dote on my every want and need? But again, good point about it being a great bed and breakfast, because obviously Zoe and Wade don't want to leave there either.
No, and
You
I'm
know?
so happy that they don't.
Me too.
I can totally see Uncle Leavon coming down, playing with the baby
agree.
every morning. It's kind of like the perfect little scenario.
It's cute.
I mean, I agree, but I had no idea they were living there rent free.
Oh yeah.
gosh,
all
yeah.
along.
Who would leave that? I don't care how many kids I have.
Oh no, yeah, you wouldn't leave that.
leaving
But they're
that.
also like out in like shacks, so I feel like they
Yeah.
must be
Oh,
moving into
well,
the main house.
Maybe. Oh, they get to move on up.
Listen, you can't put value on such a deep friendship
Oh no, I think it's fantastic. I wish I had Leavon in my life
unless
right
it's a
now.
free house.
So it kind of works out because you've got Pamela Bailey, who they finally get her on stage, and it seems to help the Rammer Jammer. But like, what are they going to do? That's a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Wade's got a baby on the way, but at least they're living rent-free. I guess we figured that out. So a good balance there.
Yeah.
What you need to do is have a partnership with the Pritchett sisters as they keep rolling out these specialty items, and you sell them in the Rammer Jammer.
Yeah, food truck kind of far away from Bluebell. Have them be the cooks in the,
Yeah.
you know, come up with their recipes in the Rammer Jammer.
I'm sure there's some sort of partnership that they can
Let's
work
hope.
out.
It's hope.
But that's a good point. Yeah, you have one day, or did he think people were just going to remember? Oh yeah, hey, the Rammer Jammer is actually pretty awesome. What have we been thinking going to a
Right.
food truck?
Except you've got the Pritchett sisters inside giving away their like dessert
Okay,
or
but
something.
the ice cream burrito, whatever that was,
Yeah,
ice cream quesadilla.
Quesadilla, it looked on point.
Where
Comes on point.
where can we sample some of these things?
don't-
I really think it's
Apparently
necessary.
the Rammer Jammer.
Yeah, too bad we
The
can't
Rammer
just
Jammer.
go to Warner Brothers like Marissa did. And
Dun, dun, dun.
yeah,
And
if
see the
only that
Rammer.
wasn't like every restaurant in every show that shoots there. But you know, it works.
Right, right. But you can go to any like country fair and get deep fried anything.
Oh,
True.
oh yeah.
Right? Anything and everything.
Deep fried Oreos, people.
Everything. Deep fried butter. Not that I've tried it. I've just heard.
So I mean, that was kind of an interesting little twist.
It was cute.
Yeah.
It was cute to bring some other stuff in. And I love the fact that we're now seeing Zoe and Wade kind of calm, realizing that they're having this kid and starting to be a real partner. Like when they gave each other high five in the beginning when they were putting that list together, I'm like, they're really a team. I'm really feeling this. I like this a lot.
They're adorable.
Yeah.
After how long it takes them to tell people, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
luckily, I really love them.
And it seems like we're gonna have a nice break from the Zayd drama, at least until the baby's born.
We need that.
But I think like we don't have to worry about there being turmoil and will they, won't they be together. At least for now.
At
Which
least
is
for
kind
now,
of
there
relieving.
are two other single people that the focus is now on. And we got to get to that because
Yes.
I knew I was going to be right. I called her on this the past, I don't know how many weeks.
Soren on YouTube too, and forgive me if I am pronouncing your name wrong, but you totally called it on YouTube with that comment about George and AB. So shout out to you.
He's been calling it for weeks. He and I have been going between him and Jose Torres. We've been going back and forth on YouTube as well as Google Plus. And okay, fine. My, theory has been shot to hell. Okay. But that still doesn't mean I'm on this Lemon Leavon train quite yet.
I'm still not on the George and Annabeth train. So
Oh.
let's kind of talk about Lemon's little scheme within a scheme within a scheme. Right? She ends up with this singles hoedown, which please, who goes to that? Out of all, like, have some pride.
Lemon and Leavon, apparently.
Pride. I mean, there were people forcing them to get out there and get back out, and of course, they end up. I like it. I like them together. I think we have to see more from them because they've never had the chance to be out in the open and really, like, express that.
That's true. And I liked the fact that they showed the crazy when you go to these kind of events. Like, how many times have you gone to one of these kind of things and men do talk about soup?
Clam
or,
chowder.
All the different types. And their mom is across the room. Like, unfortunately,
Yeah,
as
why is
crazy
your
as that
mother here?
seems, that
Why?
is so real out there in the single
It
world.
is so true.
It's just so uncomfortable. Like, nobody has time for that kind of stuff.
I love this line though when they're sitting next to each other and Lemon says, "You certainly don't have to worry about running into talking about New York. You certainly don't have to worry about running into the love of your life 2 hoedowns down." And Leavon, you could just see the look on
yeah.
his face where he was like, oh my goodness.
She admitted it.
She said it. She said it. She really feels it. And it seemed like he sort of needed that validation for himself.
Yeah. Definitely, because he knew and he'd been asking, but she would never say anything because of Annabeth. It's like something he felt. You know when you like know if somebody likes you, but he's not. You know they're not
they
saying
both kind
it.
of let the walls down at the hoedown.
Because nobody's around.
But it was so heartbreaking when she came back to her senses and was like, I can't do this. Our situation is our situation. We got to, like, he's like, something has to change. She's like, yeah, we have to change. Like, that's heartbreaking to me because they, you know, for 2 seconds, they were like, oh, we can relax in it. But now we got to get back to the real world.
But I think it's another thing about Lemon is like, she'll say it and she'll try to be that good person, but she's always going to find a way to get what she wants in the end. Like, that's always innately been her as a human being. You know, you can't like push that away and become this wonderfully nice person and never be selfish again. So we see that kind of come out. I mean, I think she did it like, oh, wow, they could potentially like each other. Then if George and Annabeth like each other, then that's my way to, you know.
I think she saw it as a win-win. Maybe sort of probably feeling it a bit, but not fully realizing how selfish it actually was.
And how fast it was. Too much pressure at once. You've got to let, if that was going to happen, let them build into a relationship. Not do it so quickly where it's like, why she's up to something.
Yeah,
so they're already
Lemon
skeptical.
is a 0 to 60 kind of girl.
Yeah, I felt as if it was, I thought it was 100% selfish. Like, I thought about that too. I was like, oh, but she really does want AB to be happy. She probably really does want George to be happy. But then I thought about it and I was like, let's take the Leavon piece out of it. I do not think Lemon would have been trying to put them together at Fancy's. Like, it would have never happened. So really, when it gets down to it, in my opinion, it's a completely selfish act.
Was. That, even her face, when she sees him, she's like, what? And then she's like, oh, you
Yeah.
see it. You know, you see her ready to, like, make something happen.
Yeah, Annabeth could have been sitting there with anybody. She could have been sitting there with one of the Truett brothers. Like, she wouldn't have cared who was in that chair.
Yeah.
It would have been the scheme of trying to get AB with somebody just so she could, AB can be happy, so now I can be happy. It was totally about her the entire time.
I thought it was funny that they talked about how she's done this their whole life, though. She's been trying to put them in, like, a situation where they can become friends ever since she was dating George a long time ago.
And I love how they were going off, basically bashing her about all of this scheming she'd been doing. All she could see was they're bonding over something, and it was like her evil plan coming to life.
Bonding over your craziness. I mean, come
she
on.
doesn't care as long as it's working.
But it might be working, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, it actually
I
might.
know. I would like to see that, I think, too.
I still thought that she's kicking. This is what I thought, where my head went when she's like, okay, I'm going to nursing school.
Love
and then
that.
she is going to kick him off the boat. She's got to sell the boat. So I'm thinking, well, this is his out. Like, go explore the world. She's going to probably move away to go to nursing school. Maybe they both just need to get out of Bluebell.
Yeah. I don't like it because I think it would just be, I mean, it would be cute.
It would just be like, let's move around all three
Let's
couples.
just move around the pieces. I think it would just be too obvious and too simple for what. I mean, I do agree with you. Like I said before a couple weeks ago, I think George is going to leave. I love the fact AB wants to go to nursing school. We don't see a nursing school in Bluebell, so clearly,
She's gonna at least
unless she's going to do it
Montgomery.
online, she has to go someplace, which I think will be great because I think they're both just kind of stuck.
Yeah. It's got to get old being like
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they're both making those statements of trying something new, living outside of the box, getting out of my comfort zone. Like, they're both having making those same statements.
Right.
I think it's just time for both of them to go and not necessarily together.
Well, I think in these sort of television shows, generally it ends with people kind of being partnered up.
Yeah.
So if you kind of do the math out, there's a good chance that we could see a George and AB as the final combination.
It's
I
true.
wouldn't be upset about it.
I almost would rather see if we're gonna have couples, because at this rate it's Zoe and Wade, and they're going
Right.
strong. Leavon and Lemon, there's something there that we've got to see. I almost would rather be like, and these two went off to follow their dreams.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
And
Like,
then you
it's
get
so
the two, and they're being their
Friends
independent and they're friends, but
Yeah, I think
life
we gotta
moves
see
on
something
to
like
greener
that.
pastures.
I think so, because for all of them to like move the pieces around and end up in these couples and stay in Bluebell, I'm like, that's, to me, and I'm sorry, that's just kind of sad. I mean, let's have some adventure. Like, what did all of this mean? This the whole self-discovery this season everyone's going through. I want to see someone thrive and, get out of there and do something else.
Right, because that's what we did.
Well,
But you never know. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
in a small town, that's normal.
That is true. That is true.
So I think it just depends. It would be good to see that, but I just wonder what'll end up happening with these.
In the preview for next week, when George asked AB out, at least that's the way it was edited.
Right.
And she says no. I hope that's the truth. I just don't want it to be easy. I just don't want it to be this thing where they just kind of fall into it. And I mean, for a second, when they were at dinner at Fancy's and then dancing again at the Rammer Jammer, I really thought they were going to kiss. I was like, this is going to happen. And I was like, no, don't do it.
Right.
Too simple. I really thought it was going to happen. So I hope if it does, let it just be a little more complicated and develop more than that.
And I also just don't think it's there for me watching chemistry-wise. I'm like not nearly as intrigued by this relationship as I am with Lemon and Leavon, because it's like they can't be together, but they really actually love each other.
And that's been the history of their relationship too, because when George was away, they were secret lovers, and then he came back, and it was a whole thing, and it got revealed. So that's been their relationship history. So to be able to see them to actually go full in and be open about it.
But especially because he's the one that knows the most about her out of anybody. She's been able to confide in him. But to see them I would love some flashbacks, really. I would love to see how they were when all this was happening. But I'd also like to just see what happens if it is out in the open. Like, of all people, Lemon and Leavon in this small town of Bluebell, like, she's kind of the queen of Bluebell. He's the mayor. Like, they kind of fit.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, I want Leavon to be with someone because I think he's super great. I wish he was the mayor of my town. We can hang out and get pastries. I think he's fantastic,
She
right?
can see you in the gazebo.
Right. And I'm not saying I dislike Lemon, not saying that at all.
Right.
But I guess because I think you guys are right. The history of their relationship has always been this pull and push. We can't be together. It's always in the
This
shadow.
closeted relationship.
kind of
Really,
thing.
you don't know anything that's happening.
I think that's all it is. I think it's this. I don't know how it will work out in the open. I mean, you know how you hear about people who have gone back and forth for years and they finally get together and it just falls apart. Unfortunately, I think that's the way it might happen.
And it could be. Wouldn't that be the twist? If Lemon and Leavon don't work out, and then George and Annabeth are like the couple of Bluebell. You know, everyone's like, no, that's never gonna happen.
Also, eventually, there probably has to be a new mayor.
Right? You'd think.
No.
I don't know how many.
Or maybe we had, and people on YouTube, correct me on this, but or tell me if this is actually something that happened. There might have been an episode where there was discussion about the Leavon being mayor for so long, and I guess because it's a small town, it really didn't matter, and they kept going with it.
Well, somebody else, I remember somebody was trying to run against him or something, or potentially was going to run against him.
Yeah, the girl he was with, Ruby, right? That was her name, Ruby?
She did. She was close, too.
Yeah.
And then she realized.
In these little towns, people can be mayors, their entire lives.
It may happen.
I mean, who else
I know.
would be?
I'm ready for like a shake-up in Bluebell.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
That's why I know LL.
At least like with Shelby being back, she shakes things up a bit.
She does.
You know?
I love you,
I
Shelby.
really love her. She's great.
And when is Wanda gonna drop that baby? I mean,
well, that's what I'm thinking.
These are the kind of questions I'm like every week. I'm like, is she gonna have that baby?
Especially
Like,
because Zoe looks like she's 6-7 months pregnant. So
all
Wanda's
of a sudden she's fast forwarded and Wanda's on pause.
I'm like, when's her baby popping out? She's too worried about that goat.
I know.
Cool.
Well, she keeps eating those burritos. She'll pop that baby.
Yeah. Soon enough. That's got to be coming up soon, for sure.
For sure.
You never know. But I do like, it's all kind now Lemon has Fancy. She can put all of that into it. Luckily, her and Shelby seem to be getting along a little bit more now, too. I don't know. I think it's all like building. But there's got to be some sort of big drama soon enough.
Well, let me ask this question. At the end of this episode, after everything blew up in Lemon's face, as we all knew it would, Leavon finally says, I guess you're right. There's nothing else for us to do but to move on. Do you really think they're both going to try to move on?
I think Leavon is going to. When he walked back into the Rammer Jammer, I thought he was scouring for women. I thought he was going to hook up with Pamela. But because I kept shooting at the stage, and I was like, no, Leavon, no,
not so
don't
fast.
do it. She just made out with a Truett brother. But I think we will see Leavon trying to move on.
Yeah, I do think
How successful it'll be, I don't know.
I think you're right. I think Fancy, and I guess we're going into little predictions, but Fancy, Lemon has Fancy. She's got to put her energy into that. And his face when he said, I guess you're right, we have to move on, I think he really meant it. So I think he's going to try to move on out of respect for her and what she really wants because he cares for her so much.
For Lemon, out of respect for Lemon?
Out of respect for Lemon and her wishes.
I think, though, that's not what she wants. So it's almost hard because he doesn't believe it.
Well, I think that's it. He's going to move on, and she's going to get super jealous
Stuck.
and so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Well, we've been there, done that. You know what I mean? and I don't know. It's a whole like, Lemon and Leavon had each other first, and then Annabeth came in, and you know what I mean? Then it's back to this, and when do you get over that?
I was watching the show, and my husband walks in, he goes, has anybody not slept with each other?
It's like high school.
straight.
I was like, actually, yes.
Just a few.
Lemon and Wade have not yet done that. But
Thank
good point.
God.
Fair point.
They pretended they were a couple for a while, though.
They
Like
were.
everybody's either hooked up or pretended.
That's true. It's a small town
It's a
life.
small
Oh,
town
and Cricket.
living.
Cricket got to go.
Yes.
She's picking out her outfit for the lesbian
And of course,
bar.
she can't wear jeans.
No.
Well, what do you
'cause
think
she's
she
never
should've-
worn jeans in her
Literally,
life.
though, the past 5 years, I have not either.
Never worn jeans. You have not
Not
worn
in the
jeans.
past 5 years.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. That is.
So it sometimes, you
I
know, you just like
respect
your
that.
dresses.
Yeah.
As a Southern woman, I totally get
Gotta
that.
do you.
But what do you think she should have worn? The all leather outfit, the
That she
nice
can't-
pantsuit,
Yes.
or the
Just
jeans?
wear a cute sundress, girl. I don't know what she's trying to
Yeah.
do. Just be her.
Yeah, it's okay. You like women. You don't have to dress.
Yeah.
Right.
like a certain
And you
way.
look cute
Yeah.
every day. So just,
Exactly.
you know.
I don't think she knows how to be herself quite yet as the lesbian.
No, I think she's just trying to figure it out.
She
You're
definitely
right.
is.
Yeah.
Now that, you know, her ex is with another girl, you know, she gotta really get out there.
Oh, Stanley.
I know.
Oh,
Gosh.
Stanley
Should we
and Sandy.
predict? Do a few predictions. We've pretty much done them, but
Sure.
anything else we can think about?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yeah. Okay, you said one earlier.
I said one earlier, but I have another one that
Okay.
I've been thinking about because out of the blue, and I could be wrong, and of course, if I'm wrong, somebody's going to correct me, and I'm okay with that. But out of the blue, Lemon made this great statement about New York. I bet people just run into each other, you know, all the time, right? So I envision this thing, the last episode, where for whatever reason, I can't imagine what the reason is, Lemon goes to New York and happens to run into Leavon at the top of the Empire State Building because she's mentioning all these things, and he's like, that seems like it's just in the movies to me. That was the way I was like, oh, and that's how the series is
I
going to end.
kind of would love it. I
Yeah.
kind of think that maybe they did set it up for that.
It's funny, I actually had the same thought, but I guess on a smaller scale, where I thought he was going to recreate the Empire State Building in Bluebell. But yeah, the New York one.
Both
could
of
be-
you on point. I like them both.
Yeah, I do think that they planted a seed
Yeah.
for us there.
They're ending up together. I think we'll see a wedding or some sort of like happy ending for those two. I think we're done with the drama. I think it'll be more of just like the real life drama, like, oh, I'm having hot flashes. Oh, like, you know, anything when it comes to like having a baby. Not that I know, I'm pretending that that's part of it. But you
I'm
know
like,
what
is
I
she
mean?
going through menopause?
I know.
I know what is
But
going
sometimes your hormones, right? I hear all kinds
Yeah.
of things. Who knows? But regardless, I feel it's going to be that kind of stuff, just like real life relatable. Oh, they're cute, trying to figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you don't see any more drama for. So you're right. I think we're putting Zoe and Wade in
Into a
the.
good little place.
That's not a good little place. They're just having the kids.
Yeah, they're going to be like over here.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out where everyone else is going to end up.
I really think George and Annabeth are out of there. I don't know why. I would like to see that most of all. So maybe it's not the best prediction, but I really think George is off, and I think Annabeth is going to go and pursue nursing school, and there's no one there for her.
No.
You can't force the George and Annabeth thing, I don't think. I just don't see the chemistry there.
Well, Chicken Truitt wants her.
No. Poor girl.
I mean, I think we're going to see a little George and Annabeth. I think they're going to give it the old college try. But but I agree with you about George at least definitely leaving, and I could see
Stepping
Annabeth
out.
doing the same. And Wilson Bethel,
Yeah.
he has gotten significantly hotter.
He's on point.
Because when the show started, I was all about Scott Porter.
Really?
Much love to Scott Porter. But this season, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they're having a baby and they're so cute together. But like the hair, the
Or the
body,
shirt
like
just being
everything
off.
I don't know what it is, but I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's been
I'm
my
feeling
pick
it
from
now.
the beginning.
He has always been on a scale from 1 to 10, like a 20,015.
He's super good
since
looking.
day one.
No.
For like the first 2 seasons, I was like, this man sweats all the time. Like he's just always like, he always had that sweaty look and never had a shirt on.
Yeah.
I can dig it. I was like, what?
Oh, I love it.
All day, all day.
Ugh. Anything else, y'all?
Well, I do predict. Well, you know what? I take that back. I was going to predict that we will see Wade with his shirt off, but now I think since he's a a father. He's about to be a father. I think they're going to start calming him down a little bit.
You think?
Nah,
Yeah.
I think we'll still see him with his shirt on.
I think they got to give us a little something
Yeah.
before the end of the season.
they know what they have.
There's only like 5 more episodes, right?
Yeah, and I was waiting for Zoe to say something because Pamela Bailey did continue to check out her man.
I know. I got really nervous. She was
How
going to
about
try to
that?
make a move or something.
Don't mess with those pregnancy hormones,
Right.
honey.
Oh my God! And her with her hormones. It was so
I know,
cute.
That's what I'm saying. So cute.
She was
And
adorable.
I just think she's at this point. She's like, he's mine. He's stuck. You know? I think she just knows. She's not worried. He got a baby. He got a baby coming. He's
Too many
stuck.
dependents. His income tax return
Right?
has changed.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Good episode though, y'all.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, it was
season's been
fun.
really good, and I think because it's moving so quickly, I'm like really excited for the next episode.
So am I. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. George and Annabeth do not go out. Leavon and Lemon do not get together.
Well, where
I'm
can
sorry.
they find
Oh
y'all?
my gosh! Will you like anybody be happy?
No.
She may not.
I may not. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TJ Wagging Her Tail.
And you can find me on all social media at The Fancy Hippie or at on my website, thefancyhippie.com.
Cool. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Southern_Wit. We will see y'all next week.
Next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.